Ever wondered how the other half lives? Of course you have. That's why reality TV was invented. We all have an insatiable curiosity when it comes to the lives of the rich and famous. But more important than learning what a Beverly Hills housewife eats for breakfast, we also want to know what rich and successful people do to make them rich and successful. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hey, I'm Lorianne, co-founder of Dow Janes and money coach. And today I'm going to talk about 10 things rich people do that helps make them successful and wealthy. And spoiler, these are all things that you can implement into your own life. All right, let's get into it. Number 1, they have hobbies. In college, Steve Jobs audited a calligraphy course. Bet you didn't know that. Later in his career, this helped him build beautiful typography and design into the Mac. But at the time, he had no big plans for how calligraphy was going to play into his life. He was simply exploring an art form that interested him. Millionaires aren't obsessed with money. They make time to enjoy life and know that inspiration often strikes when you're being creative, and that can lead to new ideas and opportunities to create wealth. So it's important to give yourself time to play and relax. Imagination is a muscle. Work it out and you'll be surprised and delighted by how it serves you. Number 2, they take on side hustles. If you think that juggling multiple jobs is just for poor people, nope, you're wrong. Most millionaires have multiple streams of income. They don't just have all of their eggs in one basket. And that's partially because millionaires tend to be curious and enjoy trying different things, but it's also because they're always looking for new opportunities. Earning an income with a side job is the path of least resistance for reaching financial independence. Number 3, they spend money sparingly and intentionally. We tend to think of rich people as they're portrayed in movies, wearing all white outfits, cardigans around their necks, placing lavish bets at golf, and casually dropping money on a fleet of yachts. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Most wealthy people are rabid savers. They understand the value of a dollar and they think carefully about their spending decisions. They don't waste money on things that they won't use or don't add value or joy to their lives. And often people who look like they're rich really aren't. And people who have amassed wealth, well, you could be sitting right beside them and have no idea because they don't have extravagant taste or throw their money in your face. Which brings me to number 4. Wealthy people don't splurge that often. I think reality show stars and Instagram influencers have warped our picture of how wealthy people live. We often think that they live in a giant mansion on a grassy cliffside above the beach and wear haute couture clothing and drive flashy sports cars. And the truth is most millionaires don't live like Batman. And if you passed most millionaires on the street, or even if you went to their house, you may have no idea that they were rich. Again, they don't waste their money. Most millionaires don't buy a $10,000 Rolex when a $100 watch will tell time just as well. They value practicality over flashiness. Number 5, they prioritize 4 key relationships. Now, we always emphasize the importance of a supportive community inside of Dow Janes, but Chris Hogan, an author who has studied the life and habits of more than 10,000 millionaires, found they all have one thing in common. They always have 4 key relationships in their life. Now, listen in and see if you have these relationships in your life. They have a coach, a mentor, a cheerleader, and a friend. A coach is someone who stands on the sidelines and challenges you to make progress. When you fall down, this is the person telling you to get back up and get back out there. A mentor is someone who has done what you want to do. They're on the same journey as you, but they're just a few miles ahead, and they can tell you stories about their own failures and how they overcame them. They can help point you in the right direction to get where you're trying to go fast. A cheerleader is someone who believes in you and encourages you no matter what. And for an aspiring millionaire, the best cheerleader is a person who's already crossed that 7-figure mark themselves. And a friend is, well, what is a friend? A friend is someone who reminds you that life is about more than building wealth. They keep you grounded and make your life more fun and vibrant. So, do you have a coach, mentor, cheerleader, and friend in your life? If not, and building financial wealth is important to you, you're gonna wanna start to recruit for those roles. Number 6, they build passive income. And of course, They earn money in their sleep or while they're doing calligraphy or whatever they want. They don't just put their money in a savings account, they make sure that their money is working for them. Remember we said millionaires have multiple streams of income. That could be both active income where they're actually working to earn money, and it can also be passive income where they've invested their money and their money is making money on its own. If you want to learn more about how to build wealth like millionaires, you should check out our free class where we explain the principles of successful investing and go deep into active and passive income. I'll put a link down below the video in the description so you can join that free masterclass. Number 7, they invest in themselves. Millionaires don't just invest in stocks and bonds and real estate, they also invest in themselves. They know that they are their own greatest investment and they prioritize personal growth and development. Research has shown that millionaires spend more than 5 hours a week reading for pleasure and nearly 6 hours a week exercising, investing in their physical health, while the average American is spending less than 3 hours a week on those activities. So if you add them all up, millionaires are spending 11 hours a week investing in their health and investing in their growth, and an average American is spending less than 3 hours a week doing that. Now, success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. And it's important to not only follow the external habits of rich people, but to become the kind of person who is rich. And wealth building is closely linked to identity. How you see yourself, what you think you're capable of, how you feel about yourself and money. So in addition to investing and saving, focus on becoming that version of you that you want to be. Number 8, they push through failure. Nothing good comes easily, and every successful person has had to push through rejection and failure. The Warner Brothers didn't think there would be any future for movies with sound. And when Fred Smith proposed an idea for an overnight delivery to his Yale professor, the professor gave the idea a C. He then went on to found FedEx. So even really successful people get rejected initially. Even Steve Jobs, who we've talked about, well, initially, their personal computer that him and Steve Wozniak made was rejected by Atari and HP. They were wondering, why would anybody want a computer in their home? Well, I don't know, why would we? There are thousands of stories like that where people who are now well respected in their fields were initially turned down for an innovative idea. But innovators become millionaires by bouncing back from rejection and failure. In fact, most successful people will tell you that if you don't have a trail of failures, you're probably not aiming big enough. So if you are currently in debt or have a long road ahead on your journey to financial wellness, don't be discouraged, just keep going. Number 9, they ask for feedback. Everything can be improved, and millionaires know that. They're dedicated to continuous learning and improvement, and they deliberately seek out feedback on how they can improve themselves or their products or their business operations. They absorb constructive criticism and use it to become better and more successful. Is this something you do in your own life? How often do you ask people how they think you can improve? Number 10, they think about the future. All of our short-term goals should align with our long-term vision. So regularly set aside time to think about where you want to go in the future. Think about what you want to change, what you want to stay the same, and what you want to get rid of completely. All right, those are the 10 habits of rich people. Were you surprised by any of these habits? Leave a comment down below and tell me what has or hasn't surprised you. To recap, here's the top 10 habits. Number 1, they have hobbies. Number 2, take on side hustles. Number 3, they spend money sparingly and intentionally. Number 4, they don't splurge often. Number 5, they prioritize 4 relationships: coach, mentor, cheerleader, and friend. Number 6, they build passive income. 7, they invest in themselves. 8, they push through failure. Number 9, they ask for feedback. And number 10, they think about the future and have a long-term vision in mind. Now, depending on where you are in your financial journey, becoming a millionaire may feel completely unrealistic. Maybe you're even watching this video thinking, I don't have time to take a calligraphy class. I have kids and debt and multiple jobs, and I can't afford a nanny or a private chef to take things off my plate. And that's fair. You don't have to do everything on this list, but try implementing a few things, like finding a mentor or a cheerleader in your life. and you may be surprised at what a big difference that can make in your financial future. And like I mentioned earlier, if you really want to get ahead financially, you should check out our free masterclass. In that class, we dive into the mindset and financial habits of millionaires, and I share my personal journey of paying off $40,000 of debt and starting to earn passive income. So be sure to take a look. I'll put a link down below this video. Thanks for watching.